ever had that time in your life where you just accomplished something amazing, like a life goal? Maybe it's a promotion, maybe it's buying the house of your dreams, or maybe it's a financial goal, but you accomplish this goal only to find out that in another area of your life, kind of the wheels start falling off. Maybe it's your relationship with your significant other, or maybe it's your kids. And we don't quite understand why. We're like, wow, we just accomplished this dream. Why aren't you happy for me? And then something happens. Well, I recently read a book and it's called The Big Leap. I know it's hard to see on my Kindle, but I love this book. It's by Gay Hendricks, and it's about conquering your fear and taking life to that next level. Now, I've read a lot about this, like many of you. I followed Tony Robbins and Brendon Burchard and all these great people. And, Tony talks about limiting beliefs, and we have to address those. And I've gone through that process, and I'm like, okay, that little voice in your head that says you're not good enough and you're not smart enough? Well, I gave her a name, but she only shows up when I'm about to accomplish something massive, something fabulous. Like when I'm sitting on the couch, that little voice doesn't show up. And by the way, it's called the imposter syndrome, and many of the smartest people in the world suffer from this. I have this fear that somebody's gonna find out that I failed chemistry in college. Oops, I just told the whole world, didn't I? But anyway, so I've always understood these limiting beliefs, but what this book talks about is that you have this kind of ceiling that we create for ourselves, and we do it subconsciously. It's almost like a limiting level. And what he addresses is that there's 4 key areas that this shows up. And this really, really hit home with me, especially right now. And the 4 different areas is that we have this belief for some reason that we are fundamentally flawed. And maybe it's from something that happened when we were a child. I know, I didn't learn to read until I was 10 years old. And now I'm a voracious reader. Like I read, obviously, a book a week at minimum. And I have this belief that that's kind of, I'm flawed. I'm not as good as other people. Another area he talks about is that our success will make us disloyal to where we came from our roots. So maybe you came from a family that didn't have a lot of money, and would it be disloyal to those from where you're from? The third one is that we're a burden, and that our success would be a bigger burden on other people. And then the 4th area he talks about is that we don't want to outshine others. Now, this was the one that kind of hit me in the head and was like, Heather, you got a problem. You see, many of you know that I recently married in the last year, and my husband has given up so much to be with me and for us, that he had to give up not give up, but postpone his business. You see, he's British, and our country in the US makes it very hard for people to immigrate. And so we're in the immigration process, which means he can't make money. He can't work while we're in this process, even though he has clients all over the world and he has a business based in the UK, he can't work in the US. And I was trying to launch some new programs and add more value to people. And I guess deep down, I was afraid I was going to outshine him because our government's not allowing him to shine right now. And after reading this book, it really came clear to me that this was something that was holding me back. So we sat down, had a conversation, and addressed it. But I want to encourage you to think about, why is it that you might be sabotaging your own success? Think about it. Check out this book, The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks. I give it 4.7 stars. Really recommend it. It is on Audible, so check it out now.